You're listening to the Uncut the Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God,
yes,
and Sam, man. Go ahead and hit that like button for us right now, family, and make sure that you share this video on all your social media platforms. It definitely help, the message get out. Also, we got a playlist that we're going to pop up on the screen, and it will be available in the description box that'll say Uncensored Playlist. Go check out all our episodes. I'm telling you right now, it's hot and it's fire, Sam. So what we got over there, man, it's been a video that's been released by Childish Gambino, Danny Glover, whatever you want to call him. That's made headlines a few days ago.
Yeah.
And, we seen it the other day. We just watched it, obviously before we came in here, and I got a totally different interpretation, from that video. But first we want to listen to, are we going to listen to Charlamagne's Angela Yee's commentary?
We can do that. But let me, I want to ask you a question real quick.
Yes,
before we get into that. Oh God, real quick. So we watched it a couple days ago. Right. And you not really having any knowledge of Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, not really knowing who he was. We watched the video. What was your first initial thought in seeing that, not really knowing the dude's repertoire, not really knowing who he was? Just what was your first thought of it?
When I first seen it, I was like, it's some wild shit at first. I woke up, I seen it on Instagram in the morning. People were posting it up. And then I glanced at it, and then I came over and I seen it with you. And then the first part that really got to me, like the other stuff didn't really get to me. It was kind of funny at first when he was dancing. And I didn't really hear it, that much. We was in a car. But when he pulled out the gun and he shot the people that was singing, like, I said, oh shit. So that made me like look into the video. Then you started telling me more so about it. But now it's just like, I think it's good. It's a good video. I think we need more of showing what's really going on in this country and doing it in the art form. I'm the biggest proponent of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. That's actually the first thought that I had when I seen it.
I think a lot of people's first reaction, if you're not a follower of Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, is like, what the fuck is this? Right. Like, you see the shock value of him, smoking the gospel choir, in the video, but you see the dancing and stuff. He's no shirt on. He's kind of feminine and kind of how he's acting without listening to it right away. It just seems like some old mumble rap and same old stuff. Like, what's going on? Like, what is this? But once you hear the backstory, it's like, it is like, whoa. And I'm having a familiarity of Donald Glover, incredible artist, incredible actor. His story is phenomenal. He needs to be out here portrayed more in this kind of like giving this attention, because he is a phenomenal artist out here. And the way he displays art is second to none, as we're seeing right now. Let's get into what the Breakfast Club said a little earlier, because they had an interesting perspective, and then we'll dive deeper into the video. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I didn't really look at it that way. And I know a lot of people had different interpretations of the video, but I looked at it as he was representing America, and when he did shoot down, which was reminiscent of what happened in Charleston, South Carolina.
Which hit home, because that's my birthplace.
Right, and that was such that to me was the most powerful moment in the whole entire video. But I didn't even look at it like it was a black man doing it. I just looked at it like
was America. He was representing America.
A white person.
That's how I seen it.
That's why to me it didn't matter that it was him or that it was a black man. It was what it represented, because we all know what happened in actuality. So, and
I didn't like him shooting down all the black people, but at the end running from all the white people. Let the chopper sing on Vanilla Ice one time now.
All right, but we'll talk more about that. Obviously,
a lot of different perspectives. One of my friends told me that it represented we as black people getting paid off killing each other, and then America ultimately turns on us. So we so busy singing and dancing while so many of us are getting killed in the street by each other. But it's hard. There's several different ways.
And I feel like there were different interpretations he wanted us to have.
Absolutely.
All that dancing and singing is a distraction from what's going on around us, and we're so busy paying attention to that we don't see what's happening in the background, which was in the video. What happened in the background in the video?
And I like how
white horses walking past, scissors in the video.
And I like how the guns got bigger.
So well.
Like it started with a 9, then the AK-47, and ultimately got taken away. That was dope symbolization. Very provocative visual, man.
Okay, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor.
All right, so yeah, that was their perspective. Real good perspective from the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne got Angela Yee, DJ Envy over there. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, a lot of different perspectives of the video. When I see it, it really just kind of dawns on me now. It was a lot of rumor out there. If the brother sitting down in the chair that he smoked in the beginning of the video was Trayvon Martin's father, that ended up being shot down. Ended up being somebody else that dropped it on Instagram. I'll grab that name in a minute. But it's really definitely filled with symbolisms and things like that. While we're kind of blind to what's really going on behind us, we sing, we dance, we rejoice, but then have a level of complaint when something tragic happens to us with no action. It's just a bunch of talk. It's a bunch of dancing and singing and dancing. And it almost reminds me of the day minstrel shows and things where we used to just sing and dance for their amusement and their enjoyment. And it's kind of like the new age and era in that. And I think that Donald Glover was kind of bringing highlight to that attention while we're getting smoked in churches, and while we're dancing and getting on a new trend, or we're worried about what's going on with our money, or we're worried, and not our money, not money in the not the grander scheme of what are we just gonna go and blow it, and we're gonna show it and flaunt it to other people, and not really understand the value and the power behind it. It's a lot of symbolism going on behind there. Even I think he talked about just homosexuality. He talked about that a little bit in there. That has to be, you know what I mean, highlighted in there. We won't get into it, but he was getting into that. I think real powerful video, man. Now, what's your thought after seeing it and understanding it a little more? What's your perspective on it?
You know, I think, you know, I sit back and I wonder, I look at the video first and I say, okay, but before he actually makes the video, he has to, you know, the song has to be made and he has to actually think about it, you know? So I'm like, you know, for somebody to even put that type of video together, assuming that he was behind all of it, you know, I'm sure he probably was, you know, the creative mind behind the process, you know, it's genius. It's definitely genius. And he is thinking on a certain type of frequency. He's taking his gift, you know, that, you know, whoever he feels he got it from God or whatever people believe in out there. I don't want to disrespect nobody's, you know, belief system. And he's using it, you know, not, you know, to talk about, you know, because when you see like at the end there, people kind of thought that he may have been talking about, he kind of did like the cadence of like certain rap people like the Migos and other people that got a certain different type, you know, cadence. And not that I want to talk so much about the cadence, but it's just like a certain type of sound, you know, that's real prevalent out here, and people are really not saying anything out here. So he touched on a whole, you know, bunch of points, you know, in that. But I think it's great that that people like Kanye, like J. Cole, like we talked about earlier, like Wale, continue to show, not only speak about it, but to show what's really going on in America. And they're not showing only what's going on, but they're showing like how people are just, you know, just oblivious and blind to it. And this is the pretty much the wave that we're on. You know, instead of complaining, like he talked about, instead of marching, you know, and instead of crying and whining, we're going to take our God-given abilities and, you know, replicate that and you know, show y'all what we want to show y'all, you know, what's really going on out in the world, that it will make you know, some type of a change in the world, not just to do it to make the money, you know, or to, you know, get your name out there, but they're like, look, to show a message, and they're like, yo, this is what happened here, this is what we got to do to get out of that. So I salute the video, definitely.
A couple highlights on the video I want to bring to attention. He talked about the cell phone selling.
Right.
That's a tool. And then he referenced Kodak Black. I thought that was genius because we've seen Kodak Black sitting in jail right now for things that he promoted on Instagram. And a lot of us get caught up in that situation where we want to flaunt and flex for other motherfuckers. And we caught up in behind bars forever because we showing the wrong shit and incriminating ourselves. We do a lot of that. Real dope concept, real dope way he brought that in. Thought that needed to be highlighted. Also, at the end of the video, when he's running away from all in white people, I interpreted that really deep. That was funny to me because often we want to get the money. Right before that, he was like, "Get your money, black man." We see him dancing on the carpet, then he takes off. And it's like we always want the money, we want the bag, we want the notoriety, but we don't want the responsibility behind it. We run away from the taxes. We run away from the problem as opposed to running toward the problem. We don't want to address racism. We don't want to address inequalities going on within our culture. Once we get to a certain bag, we just want to get our money, and that's good enough. You know what I mean? And we run, like I said, we run away from the problem as opposed to running toward the problem. And we don't take care of our taxes. We just don't take care of the responsibility that Uncle Sam right behind us is back there chasing us for. And eventually we're going to get tired, and it's going to be too many of them, and they're going to catch our ass, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do. So just great interpretation, great just way that you displayed your artistic ability, man. Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino.
Yes.
Dope video, man. Hopefully more people can have conversation about it. It reminds me almost of the one that Joyner Lucas did a couple months back that we talked about. Yeah. We had the white dude and the black dude talking to each other. That was a real dope video to have conversation on as well. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. We can dive deeper into it. We want to see what y'all say in the comment section about it. Let us know your interpretation. Let us know if you agree with us or disagree with us. We enjoy and engage and love to hear what y'all say right out there on the Uncensored Truth podcast. Appreciate each and every one of y'all support.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. What else you got? Oh God, what we doing?
Yeah, man. You know, just to say one quick thing, man. It's inspiring, you know, to see even like the movies like the Black Panthers. There was a lot of criticisms out there criticism. It's inspiring to see people still thinking, you know, a certain type of way. I'm just inspired to see that, you know, because it shows me that it's still hope, you know, out there for us. You know what I mean? It's definitely still hope. So we just got to keep on pushing, man.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. Now, my question to you is, where do you see hip hop today? Because you see really, really just a breath of fresh air with a lot of young talent and young artists out here really making a stamp. You don't see their promotion too crazy, but I mean, thanks to platforms like this and the other platforms, real music is being displayed and it's on a pedestal like no other. It's a renaissance going on. Where do you think music is today? Yeah, I mean, where would you put hip hop as a whole today?
I think hip hop, you know, it's still in a good position still, even though we got some like what they call the mumble rappers, because like you said, it's a lot of still great talent. And even better than that, it's still a lot of good businessmen and it's like, it seems like we're kind of getting smarter and smarter about how we move in this industry. And you see like people like Jay-Z, you know, making companies and different things, and people like Diddy, you know, really putting their foot down. It's not just, you know, the champagne, you know, and the clothing companies. Now you see people trying to build publishing houses and people, you know, helping people like Tidal, rock. Because think about what Tidal is, man. If you look at Tidal, you got Tidal, you got Apple, you got Spotify, you got another one. Like, this is Jay-Z's company. Like, this is big, man. Y'all don't know how big, you know, that this really is. Even Rock Nation, that helps with people, you know, when you go back and look what Jay-Z actually said, he said one of the reasons why he built Rock Nation, you know, was to help people that was to get better contracts. He seen a need. He seen that, you know, that a lot of people were getting a lot of bad deals. So he wanted to come in and be management for people and help them get better deals and make more money out of their deals. So it's like, yo, it's hope. It's hope out here. You know, regardless of, you know, you hear a lot of negative things about Jay-Z and Diddy and all these type of people. But at the end of the day, man, I see a lot of positive still in the industry. And even us coming up in the industry, that's the way I stopped even looking at cats. I'm like, yo, we going to be them cats. Yeah, that's going to come up, you know what I mean, and do it like it's supposed to be done. So we got to get, you know, that's why it's important, you know, for people to support the platforms, you know what I mean, that's going to do it real and give back and stop supporting them culture vultures and complaining about it.
Yeah, man, and that's facts on facts. At the end of the day, I think that I couldn't agree more. When you see ownership out here starting to evolve, and you see your Nipsey Hussles, you see your 21 Savages, young rappers in the game starting to emulate what they see out here from your Jay-Z's, your Diddy's, your 50 Cents, Master P's, etc. Yes, Dame Dashes, you know what I mean? When they start repeating that, it's a breath of fresh air to see what's going on and knowing that it's going to be built in the right direction, because soon you're going to see more banks built up. You're going to see more food that's geared toward health and longevity in life in the areas we live. You're going to see school reform begin to happen. You see Meek Mill out here talking about prison reform. You're going to start having these kind of conversations. And sooner or later, we're not going to be stopped. We're going to just have to start educating ourselves and our children in the other aspects of the game. So when the time does come, there's nothing that can stop us, because a renaissance is coming, and there's nothing that can stop it. The power of color and the power of love is better than ever, amidst all the hate and all the nonsense that we see with the politicians and the political shit and the hate that we're displaying with the cops killing black. All that is almost it should be talked about and acknowledged, but there's some revolution going on as well, and that needs to be highlighted and needs to be supported as much as it can, you know what I mean, the way we can at the end of the day.
You know what the thing is, what's interesting, man, is like no other time, like back in the 50s and the 60s where it was like struggle and stuff, and even before that, it was like no social media.
Man.
That like, so it's like, it's different variables now than it was, and they can't really control the message like they used to, because it's people that got their own platforms now that are not under corporate influence or corporate control.
Right.
You know what I mean? So telling you, man, you know, we just got to keep on, because it's a process. It's a process. And I just definitely wanted to add that in there, man.
Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. It's a process, and it's good things happening. We just got to continue to support the people out there doing the right thing, having these real conversations. Shout out to everyone in the comment section showing us love and letting us know that we out here doing it the right way, giving the content the way it's supposed to be delivered. At the end of the day, on the Uncensored Truth podcast, make sure you go up top and hit that like button. This has been some dope conversation, some dope building on the Uncensored Truth podcast. I have a spur of
Uncensored Truth podcast with Brother Old God and Sam Ant. Man, it's been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful podcast once again. We want y'all to go into the description box and make sure y'all go to the playlist and check it out. Hit the like button for me and make sure you share this video. I want to give a shout out to my man Darren Marion over there at Darren's Coffee right now. The description will be, the link will be in the description by a little back with him. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Nico, Baby Boy 120 for life. If you don't know the movement, you better ask somebody. We got some big shit coming soon. My girl Vanessa, my brother Angel over at One Love Tattoo, 17 East Landis Ave in Vineland. They have an official opening date. May 11th, it is going down. 2018, One Love Tattoo Art Gallery will be open. We're going live from the art gallery on Friday, this Friday to be exact. We're going to shoot our podcast there. We're going to have a live hip-hop conversation. There's been many hip-hop names that went through the art gallery already. We'll let them talk about that. Real dope people, dope energy. We'll be shooting there probably on the weekly, man. We're going to set up a real good relationship over there, but we're excited about that. Shout out to my family over there at One Love Tattoo. Make sure y'all go up top and hit that like button on the Uncensored Truth podcast, Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored. The official YouTube page is coming real soon. We're going to do some dangerous things out here, man. Haters beware.
Yes,
we
sir.
We win it.
We out.
Peace.